Hi there, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today we are fashioning an ignited glute, leg and ab bar workout. This works best if you've got a sturdy fixed bar that you can use, something like an inside or an outside railing. If you're fashioning an alternative, like I am, using something like a high chair, make sure that your prop is weighted. I'm just using a couple of freestanding heavier dumbbells to weigh it down so that it doesn't shift or tip when you hang off of it. As always, play when you're comfortable, modify when you need to, take a rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's practice standing facing your bar. We're going to come into a modified, you can think of it as a squat, or if you're thinking in yoga terms, you can think of it as a seat or a chair. So you're going to hold on to your bar. You might need to readjust after your first seat. You're going to take a slow seat and you're going to look to almost hang off your bar and put a lot of weight into your glutes. Stand back up. We're going to do 9 more. And I'd like you to take that seat, keeping a comfortable parallel stance. You can open up your legs as wide as you need to. Hang off of your prop, feel those glutes. Come back to your stand. Make sure you're looking for that ignited burn in the glutes. We've got 6 more to go. Try to keep all 10 toes on the mat, so try not to lift them off. One more. Should be building up a nice little burn in the glutes and the legs right now. When you've completed your last one, take a step back away from your prop so that you don't inadvertently hit your head. We're going to bring it into a roll down pattern. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back, peel down with control, and then peel back up to restack and realign. Let's shoot for a total of roughly 10 roll downs, focusing on connecting to your core, making sure that it's engaged for both the roll down and the roll up action. Inhale to prep, exhale to roll down. Take a recovery inhale and use your whole exhale to peel back up, to restack, realign. Halfway, we've got 5 more roll downs to do. 5. 4. 3. Last set of 2. Then we'll step closer to our bar and come into our second set of modified squats. Last roll down. Once you've restacked and realigned, take a step back towards your bar. Find the parallel leg line that works for you. We're going to take that same seat and we're going to look for a toe lift once we've found it. So find your seat with your little hang back. Lift all 10 toes off so that you're pressing off your heels. Reground your feet. and come back to a stand. We're going to shoot for 10 repetitions. Find your hang, lift your toes, reground them, come to standing. We're at 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. The last one. Then we'll take a step away from the bar. Find that roll down and add to it. Take your step back. Make sure that you've still got enough runway behind you to come into a full plank, so readjust your mat if you need to. You're going to nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back. Bend your knees if you need to and step back into a full plank line. Hold. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Either keeping your hands flat on the mat or finding your way into more of a high spider fingertip. We're going to do a pike walk up to get back into a standing position. So think tiptoe position, starting to pike your bum up. Think cat-like stretch through the belly and the back. Hang on the tips of your toes. And then relax your heels back down to the mat. Ragdoll style, restack, realign. Let's do that again. Check your runway behind you. Check that you're not going to bump your head on your prop. So you're going to roll it down. You're going to walk out into a plank. Hold. Nice parallel line to the mat. Core braced. Arms strong. Legs strong. Sending energy into your heels. Pike walk up. Think tiptoe position. Thinking almost cat-like stretch. Once you're stacking underneath your hips, hold the tiptoe position for a few seconds. Then relax your heels. Restack, realign as you roll back up. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back, peel down. Step back into a plank and hold. Find your pike and do a pike walk up. Pause with your heels off the floor for a second. Then reground, restack, realign. 2 more sets to go. Roll it down. Walk back into your plank and hold steady. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Start to do your little pike walk up. Little tiptoe, teeny tiny steps up. Then ground your feet, restack, realign. Last set. Find your roll down. Walk out into your plank hold. Arms strong, core strong. Body line nice and parallel to the mat. Find your pike. Pause in the tiptoe position. Then reground to the mat, restack, realign, and take a step closer to your bar. We're coming back into our chair seats, our modified squat, and we'll add to the previous movement pattern. So you're going to find your seat hanging off the bar. We're going to do a toe lift. Relax the toes, come to standing, disconnect the heels, pausing, feel those calves, then reground your feet. Take a seat, hang back so that you can feel those glutes, lift the toes off the mat, pause. Reground your toes, come back to standing, give me a tiptoe position so the heels are off the floor and you can feel the calves hold. Reground the feet. Take your seat, hang off the bar, feel those glutes, lift the toes off. Reground the toes, come into a tiptoe position. Reground. We're at 7. Take your seat, lift your toes up. Reground the toes, come to a tiptoe stand, hold. Reground. Let's do 6. Five, take your seat, hang off, toes come off, reground the toes, stand up nice and tall, float your heels off, reground. Set number 4, take your seat, hang off your prop, float the toes, reground, stand up nice and tall, find a tiptoe position, pause, reground. We're at 3. We're at 2. Find your seat. Lift those toes. Stand up nice and tall. Find your tiptoe position. Going into our last set. Reground, take a step back from your bar. We're going to add to our little plank combination. We're going to do our roll down. We're going to step back into a plank. You're going to hold the plank steady. And let's take the right leg first. You're going to use your big toe to trace out to the side of the room and back. Out to the side of the room and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one. We're going to do our little pike walk back up, finding that cat-like stretch, pausing on the tips of your toes, then regrounding to roll back up, to restack, realign. Let's find our second set. Roll it down. Walk back into a plank. Hold steady. Start to slide the left leg out and back. Dragging the big toe along the mat. Let's do 7, 5, 3, last one. Pike walk back. Find your tiptoe hold. Reground the feet. Restack. Realign. Roll it down. Nod your chin to your chest. Walk back into your plank. Hold steady. Find your dragging toe position on one side only. 8, 6, 3, last one. Find your pike walk up. Pause in the tiptoe position. Release the heels. Restack, realign. Don't lock out the knees, so keep a soft, almost micro bend in the knees. Roll it back down. Walk back into your plank. Find your dragging toe position. 8, 'Last one. Pike, walk back. Hold the tiptoe position. Reground. Roll it back up. Nod your chin to your chest. Roll it down. Walk back into plank. Find your toe drag. 5, 'Find your pike walk up. Find your tiptoe position. Reground. Peel back up. Restack. Realign. Roll it down. Walk back into plank. Find your dragging toe line. Find your pike walk up. Reground. Roll it up. We're into our last set. Roll it down. Walk it back. Find your sliding toe. Walk it back. Reground your feet. Restack. Realign. Roll it down. Walking back into your plank line. Set up your dragging toe line on the second side. Pike, walk up. Reground your feet. Restack. Realign. Take a step closer towards your bar. We're going to come back into our seat hangs and we'll add a little heel lift and an arabesque. Find your first hang seat. Toes come off. Reground the toes. Find a tiptoe position and then give me an arabesque on the right. Take a seat. We're going to do arabesque only on the right for 10. Find your tiptoe stand. Arabesque. reground. Take a seat hang, lift your toes off, reground your feet, stand up tall, find a tiptoe position, arabesque. Reground. Seat hang, toes off, reground, stand up tall, tiptoe position, arabesque. For the arabesque, think of using your glutes to give yourself a single leg lift and keep working the same side for 10 successive rounds. Begin to find your rhythm. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 'Last set of 2, 'Last one. Step back from your bar. We're going to find that roll down plank play. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back. Step back into a plank line. Hold steady. We're going to do single leg lifts on the right. Lifting and tapping back out for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Let's find our pike walk up. Reground your feet. Restack. Realign. Nod your chin to your chest. Hollow out your belly. Round out your back. Roll it down, walking out into a plank. Find your single leg lifts on the second side. Not lifting too high, so thinking about hip height and back down. Keeping the toes of your working leg soft and reaching, and trying to keep your body line parallel to the mat. Pike walk up, ending in a tiptoe position hold for a few seconds. Then a regrounding, restacking, realigning. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back, find your way down. Step back into plank. Find your single leg lifts. Shooting for as close to 10 repetitions as you can manage. Find your pike walk up, ending in a tiptoe hold. Before you reground your feet, soften your knees, restack, realign. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out, roll down. Walk back. Find your single leg lifts. Find your pike walk up. End in a tiptoe hold. Reground, roll up. Take a step closer towards your bar. We're going to come back into our seat play. Check your distance from your bar. You might need to readjust after your first set. You're going to find your seat hang. You're going to lift the toes off. You're going to reground to stand up tall in a tiptoe position and give me a working arabesque on the second side. Shooting for 10 combination movements. Taking your seat, lifting the toes off, pausing, regrounding the feet, coming into a tiptoe stand with an arabesque on the working side. Begin to find your rhythm. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 'Last one. Take a step back from your bar. Find your roll down plank. Single leg lifts on one side for 10. Of course, you could modify from 4-point kneel or from an elbow plank line if you find the full plank too challenging. Find your pike walk up, pause, reground your feet, restack, realign. Roll it down, walk it back. Single leg lifts on the second side. Once you've done 10, find your pike walk up, keeping that tiptoe position once you're stacked and pausing. Then cat stretch, then reground your feet, soften your knees, restack, realign. Roll it down, walk it back into plank, find your single leg lifts. Find your pike walk up. Reground your feet, restack, realign. We've got 2 more sets to go. Roll it down. Find your walk back into plank. Find your working leg lift. Pike walk up. And in the tiptoe hold. Reground, soften the knees, restack, realign. Roll it down. Walk back into plank. Single leg lifts. Walk it up, bike style. Reground, restack, realign. Roll it down. Plank walk up. Single leg lifts on the last side. Once you've done your last 10, you're going to relax to the knees and you're going to flip over, making sure once you come to a supine position that the bar is not in your way and that you're not going to knock your head or your hands on the bar. So give yourself a little bit of distance if you need to pull your mat away from the bar. You're going to find your way onto the back, bending your knees, grounding your feet, as if you were setting yourself up for a bridge line. You're going to interlace the hands loosely behind your head, giving you a nice wide surrendered position on the elbows. We're going to begin in neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You're going to give me a small 12 o'clock tilt through the pelvis to imprint your lower and your mid back to find your belly as you scoop to peel your shoulders and your head and your arms off the mat. You're going to draw the legs into table. We're coming into a working crisscross. You're going to bend one knee, bring it in towards your chest, rotate towards your incoming knee, extend the other leg away, and then start to find an alternating crisscross pattern for roughly 10 rounds. 2, last set. Hold your next crisscross for 10, 8, 6, 4, to 10 again to find your hold on the second side. 8, 6, 4, 2, last full set. Find your hold on the second side for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, reground to the mat, either keeping the hands behind your head as they are, but if you find that it's too uncomfortable, you can just drop the hands, palms down alongside your body. So see where you need to be. We're going to come into a working bridge line. You're going to begin in neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You're going to bleed up into a bridge line. Finding the height of your bridge, looking for that stretch into the belly and the tops of your thighs. Activate your glutes. Then soften your glutes and drop halfway to the mat before piking back up. We're going to shoot for 20. Hold your bridge, squeeze those glutes. Only 10 more to go. Feel that ignited burn in the legs and the glutes. Hold your next bridge, squeeze those glutes. Then relax the glutes, peel back down to a neutral position on the mat. Give yourself a recovery breath or two. Then when you're ready, tuck the hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. We're coming into a modified single leg stretch. You're going to begin in neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You're going to use your 12 o'clock tilt to imprint, to peel the shoulders and the arms off the mat. Keep that scoop. Draw your legs into a soft table. Bend one leg, extend the other, and start to find a single leg stretch for 10 successive rounds. 8, 6, 4, 2, end in the tuck, hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, relax back down to the mat. Find your way into bridge. Just remember where your hold was. So my hold was right knee in. So the next time we come to the hold, we're going to do left knee in. All right. Find your bridge, float up. Squeeze those glutes. And then give me 10 drops. Keeping your feet and your knees in parallel. Chin relaxed towards your chest. 7, 5, 3, last one, hold, squeeze those glutes, then relax the glutes, peel back down. We're coming back to our single leg stretch and we're going to end this time with a hold, left knee tucked in. All right, so set up your hand position, hands tucked behind the head, elbows nice and wide. Find your scoop, draw your knees to table and start to find your single leg stretch, shooting for 10 successive rounds. 8, 6, 4, 2, and in the tuck for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, relax back down to the mat, find your bridge setup. Articulate up into your bridge, find those glutes, halfway drop and back up for 10 rounds, looking for that glute squeeze every time you pike back up into your bridge. 7, 5, 3, and in the squeeze and hold. Relax back down to the mat, finding neutral, giving yourself a recovery breath or two. We're coming into a double leg stretch. Tuck your hands behind your head, find those nice wide elbows. Begin in neutral, use your 12 o'clock tilt to imprint your lower and your mid back to find your abs. Peel your chest off the mat, draw your knees into table. We're going to do a double knee bend and extend for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. We're going to end with the legs in extension and hold a modified hollow hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Reconnect to the mat. Set up your bridge line. Begin to articulate up into your bridge. Find that squeeze at the apex of your bridge and then start to play with your halfway drop and your squeeze back for 10 successive repeats. Last one. Hold. Squeeze those glutes. Then relax the glutes. Peel back down. Take recovery. We're coming into a slow working scissor. Either keep the arms relaxed at your side or tuck your hands, palms down underneath your bottom. Or if you're feeling strong today, you're going to try to keep that surrender position with the hands tucked behind the head. You're going to start in neutral. Find your 12 o'clock tilt, imprint. Skip to peel your head and your shoulders off the mat and draw the legs to 90. We're going to do a single leg drop on the right only. It could be a halfway drop or a drop all the way to hopping off the floor and back. We're going to do 7, 5, 3. You're going to end in the drop and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Find your way back to your bridge setup. For your bridge drops, you're going to articulate up into your bridge line. Find those glutes. Then relax, dropping halfway and back up 10 times. End in your bridge, squeeze those glutes, hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, roll back down. Reconnect to the mat, take a recovery breath or 2, and then set yourself up for your single scissors, or you can think of it as single leg drop on the second side. Set up the arm line that works for you. You're coming into the full movement. You're going to do the surrender position with the hands behind the head. You're going to find your tilt, your scoop to Pilates. You're going to draw your legs to 90, and you're going to play with a single drop on one side only. 8, 6, 4, 2, you're going to end in the hold, the drop for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, find your way back to your bridge work. Peeling up into your bridge, finding your glutes, dropping halfway before you pike back up for 10 rounds. Last one. Squeeze those glutes, hold your bridge for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, peel back down, take a recovery breath or 2. We're coming into a double straight leg stretch. You can think of it as a double leg drop. You can either keep the arms alongside the body, you can tuck them palms down underneath the bottom, or maybe you're going for the full expression, tucking the hands behind the head. Find neutral. Use your tilt to imprint, scoop to Pilates, locking that scoop in, draw both legs to 90. Double leg drop, try halfway and back. If that's not enough, drop closer to the floor and back. Shoot for 10 successive rounds or as close to that as you can manage. End in the drop and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, working bridge drops. Find your setup frame. Peel up into your bridge, find your glutes. Then relax to drop and squeeze to pike back up for 10 successive repeats. Keep that parallel leg line. Last one. Hold your glute squeeze at the apex of your last bridge. And soften the glutes. Peel back down, reconnect, realign. Keeping your left leg grounded, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Hold. Change sides, grounding your right foot and hugging your left knee in towards your chest. Find your way back to the first side, hugging your right knee in towards your chest. At first, your left foot is grounded. Then start to brace into your right foot and begin to extend the left leg, bracing and kicking into that heel as well and holding for 10. Bend both knees, reground them, relax the arms at your side. Then start to hug the left knee in towards your chest. Look for an active brace into that left heel. Start to extend the right leg, maybe doing a drag with a brace and a kick as you come into extension and hold for 10. 8, 6, 4, 2. Bend your knees, ground both feet. Come back to the first side. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. And then extend the leg. Maybe you're holding around the back of your thigh. Maybe you're just cupping the outside of the leg. Give me an active brace for 10. Trying to give me a nice straight leg line. Trying to kick the ceiling away. And trying to open up that tight kink behind your knee. Then change sides. Hug the left knee in. Then change to maybe hug the back of your thigh. And then see if you can extend the leg up to the 90 position. And hold for 10. Then change sides. Coming back to the first side. Let's hug behind the thigh as we hug in towards the chest. Then extend the leg, kick up towards the sky. Active brace into the foot. See if you can give me a drag and brace on your support side. Hold for 10. And then bend both knees, reground your feet. Let's do the same on the last side. Holding onto the back of your left thigh, hug that limb in towards your chest. Keeping the weight equal on the left and the right side of your spine, give me a kick up to the 90 position. Active brace into the foot. See if you can extend and brace your support leg and hold for 10. Then bend both knees, hug them in towards your chest, cradle rock your lower back out. And let's end today's practice on a nice, delicious supine stretch. Watch that you don't bump yourself on your bar. You're going to fully extend the legs and the arms. And you're going to take a nice stretch into the toes and the fingertips. Holding neutral spine, so not trying to imprint, but making your belly button nice and heavy. And then just melting your limbs. Maybe you'd like to come into almost a soft, relaxed Shavasana-like position on the mat with the arms and the legs softly splayed out. And give yourself a couple of deep recovery breaths after your ignited practice. And then when you're ready to wrap up, you can maybe just do a little fetal roll, or you can rock up into a seat and giving yourself a moment just to stabilize your blood pressure before you come to standing and moving around again. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Until next time, keep it light.